Today, I want to talk about something, I'm trying to make it as short as I can because sometimes I talk too much. I'll try to make it I want to talk today about a very painful situation that many of us are in, from whichever end, and that's the reason why I'm not married. You know, people come to me and says, "Why am I? How come I'm not married yet?" And I said, okay, let's see why people don't get married. So I made a small observation of people, different reasons why they don't get married, both boys and girls. And I think, listen, I could be wrong, and that's why I'm saying this is my observation. I'm not quite sure that everybody wants to get married yet, and I'm not quite sure people know why are they getting married, what they're looking for. You have people that are going on a date. Okay, forget about dates. I don't go, for example, to a mall just because, unless of course there's something wrong with me. I don't know, unless you're Kim Kardashian, you don't go to the mall and then just say, okay, I'm going to go to the mall. Why are you going to the mall? I don't know, I just want to buy something. Okay, what do you want to buy? In the mall you can buy sofas, you can buy clothes, you can buy, I don't know, maybe in Texas you can buy guns, I don't know, whatever. But you're going to buy something. If you're going to ask somebody, okay, you want to get married? Oh yes, I do. I really, really do want to get married. Terrific. What are you looking for? People don't know what they're looking for. People don't know what they want. And therefore they don't find it. Many times people go on shidduchim, they already find someone. They go through the resume. They go to shidduchim. They go first date, second date, third date, fourth date, fifth date, sixth date, 7 dates. Then he says, our personalities doesn't match. What do you mean it doesn't match? Where have you been until now? Where have you been to the process where you ask about this person's personality? Our hashkafas don't match. It took you so long to figure it out. Excuse me, do you know your hashkafa? You should know, in terms of more or less, of what are the things that are important for you. What is the most important? As people say to me, I don't feel it. I just don't feel it. So then I ask him the question, what is it that you don't feel? It, the word it. When you say it, what does it mean? Are you looking for physical attraction? I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I mean, we can argue at any point. But let's say you say, I want a Prince Charming. I want the guy to look, I don't know, like me. No, I want somebody to look like a movie star. The guy has to have 6 packs and he has to be clean shave, and that's what I want. Okay, that's what you want, that's what you want. You're entitled to want what you want. I'm not saying here wrong or right. Oh, I want a woman who would look like Princess Jasmine. I don't know, or like Pocahontas. I don't know. I want somebody to look perfect. Okay, that's what you want. Okay, you sure? Yes, that's all I want. Fine, so go look. Well, she could be a bad girl, she could be the... But you don't know what you want. So if you don't know what you want, how in the world are you going to find it? What happens is, we hope that somewhere along the line, somebody will come and we're going to feel like nirvana. That's it. It's not a shoe. Your husband or your wife is not slippers. You're going to feel, that feels good. You need to know exactly what you're looking for. What are the most important things for you? And listen, picking your spouse is maybe, or most likely, the single most important decision that you would make in your life. That will be the make or break of your life, many times. So if you don't know what you're looking for, you have greater chances of breaking than making. If you want somebody, I want someone who learns 2 hours a day. That's all I want. We are not talking about the point if it's good or bad. But do you know what you want? Yes, I want somebody who learns 2 hours a day. I want somebody who learns once a week. I want somebody who learns all day. Do you know that? Are you saying it? So they don't say it because they're afraid to say that. So they say, I want a earner and a learner. Somebody who learns. Or I want somebody who learns on a regular basis. Who is going to learn for long-term learning. Okay, fine, darling. You want somebody who learns for long-term learning. That's terrific. More power to you. Hashem yevarech otach, baracha v'atzlacha, tevuchim mipei Elyon. You know, and so on and so forth. But do you, one second, before we go into that, let me go into the list of guys that I have in my reservoir over there. Do you know what involves with such a thing? That means that the person is going to be learning a long time. You would probably have to be the one who brings the bread home. Are you okay with that? No, you're not okay with that. Because you haven't prepared yourself towards that. Do you have a job that would entitle you to live this kind of a lifestyle? Do you? You don't. You want to be a stay-at-home mom. So therefore, you don't want a guy who learns. And therefore, when I bring you a guy who wants to learn all the time, you don't want him. You reject him because deep down inside, you know that that's what you don't want. So then you're going to tell me, I don't feel it. Or hashkafakli, we're wrong. Or, I don't know. You got to find something. But what happens is you are here delaying, you're spending a person's money, time, you're gonev dat, so much gnevat dat. I'm not interested in you, darling. So why are you spending my time? And the other way around. If you want a girl, when you're looking for a girl, what is it that you're looking in a girl? Your number one priority. Make yourself 3 things that are the most important things that for you it's do or die. I can't do without. And I'm going to tell you. You found them? Okay, get married. Oh, I'm not ready. We're moving a little too fast. What do you mean we're moving a little too fast? When you go to Macy's or you go to, Saks, whatever you go to, do you go to the cash register and say, we're moving a little too fast on that. The Prada bag is exactly what I want, but I need to get to know it a little better. No, bring it over. I want it now. Credit card. You want it right away. When you go to buy a car, for the guys of us, go have to make it equal. You go to buy a car, you say, let me observe it. I'll come here every single day. I'll look at the car. I'll check the exhaust pipe. I'll lift the hood. Let me feel the car a little bit. I'm not taking it to a test drive yet. Slowly. Well, I say, I like the car. That's the one I want. Give it to me in red. Yalla, let's go. Because you know exactly what you want. You know what you want, and that's why you buy it quickly. And if you're a shopaholic, you want everything. You go out. Well, you have. But do you know what you want when you're looking for a spouse? You don't know. You don't want to know. You don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit what is it that you want. A guy who says, okay, I want to learn. He doesn't really want to learn. So say, listen, I'm not interested in learning. Learning is important, but I'll sit down and I'll learn Daf Yomi every day, an hour a day. That's all I can give. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in more. Wrong or right, that's not the question. That's not the point right now. The point is, are you okay with this with yourself? And then when you don't come shalem, when you don't come whole, knowing exactly what you want, how could you present yourself to somebody? Which brings us to another problem. The other problem is like this. When you go on a date, you want so-called Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. You're not willing to accommodate a certain blemish in a person. And I'm not saying, you should take a person with blemish, but we all have them. But you should say, you know what? That is a little bit of a problem for me. That I'm not willing to tolerate. For example, I don't know, the person he doesn't use deodorant, okay? He's a nice guy, kol tov v'yafeh. Everybody check your deodorant, please. The guy is a nice guy, but he doesn't put it. His BO is a little too much for me. I can't, Or you could say, it's okay, that's his other midot are, but you want somebody who is perfect. That's okay if you want somebody perfect. But let me ask you a question, are you perfect? You want somebody perfect. You're not willing to accept anybody else's quote-unquote blemishes when you are expecting everybody to accept you with your blemishes as you are without asking you any questions. That's not fair, I'm sorry. Are you perfect? No. So what do you want perfect? You want somebody to accept you with your defects, so-called, right? So why aren't you willing to accept somebody else's? Nobody is perfect. That's the beauty of it. And why does it have to be only my way? You have to see things my way. That's already a bad relationship. From the beginning. Relationship have to be, listen, you think one way, I think another way, but we all have a common goal. Do we have a common goal? Why are we getting married? What's the reason? That's why I asked you last week. Why do you want to get married? Why I want to get married. Okay, good. Let me ask you a question. Why do I want to get married? What's the reason to get married? Because I'm lonely? You want a companion? I told you, get a poodle. If you're not allergic, get a poodle for companionship. I like to kids. What do you think? Kids is a sport? I want to have a kid. Okay, I want to have a kid. I want to have an Alfa Romeo. So what? Do I have an Alfa Romeo? I want to have a kid. Why do you want to have a kid? What? Because you want to have it? So therefore your reason to bring in a kid to the world is a very selfish one. And therefore you're going to continue conducting through the lifespan of this kid in a very selfish thing. Once the kid is done serving your purposes, or the kid has a little bit of problem, or the kids need something else, you're selfish. I don't want to deal with it. Send you to a guidance counselor. Please go, Rabbi, you take care of my kid. I can't do this. Because you brought the kid in a selfish manner. Do you have any goals, any virtues, any values that why you want to have a kid? Oh, for the continuation of Am Yisrael. Okay, for the continuation of Am Yisrael. Chavod and noble. Good. I don't want to hear a complaint why yeshiva costs so much money. Are you going to commit your kid to Jewish education across the board, no questions asked, as a Ben Israel is obligated? Or you bring your kids because what? Because everybody else has a kid, so you have to have a kid. And the same reason, why are you getting married? Because everybody else is getting married, so I have to get married. But you're not ready to get married. You're not ready to give the sacrifices that you need. You're not willing to give from yourself for the general klal of we're creating something here. We are creating a Jewish home, and therefore I need to contribute, and she needs to contribute, and together we are contributing together. I'm not sacrificing, I'm contributing. And you want to know why people don't get married? People don't get married because of that. Because they're not ready to get married, because they don't really want to get married. Or what they say they want to get married to is not really what they want to. And therefore they'll do everything in a very passive-aggressive way to do everything they can to make this process not work. They're not going to prepare appropriately. They're going to continue going on with the wrong person, or they don't want to make a decision. And then all of a sudden they get cold feet. So the guy is proposing, he buys her a ring, and she goes, ha ha, it's very nice. And then they break the engagement. Or even worse, then they get divorced. All of a sudden it's like, I don't want to live with you. I'm talking about really frum people who went to Bet Yaakov, and the guy went to Yeshiva. And 3 weeks later, they're divorced. I don't understand that. If you live in a different, if you have a certain scale that you go by, let's say, for example, I want a wife who's going to be very supportive and understanding of the importance of me learning Torah. Torah is number one for me. Okay, so is this girl, listen, honey, I'm going to be learning a long time. That means I'm not going to be able to be the main bread provider for this family. Are you okay with that? Yes, good. Half a check. Are you doing anything for it? And I'm not here looking to get a, I mean, we are building something, and that's a certain lifestyle. Okay. Yes, I am. I'm a teacher, I'm a speech therapist, I'm a OT, I'm a computer programmer, I'm this and this and that. However, what are you doing? Well, I like to bake cakes, and I like to be a graphic designer, a cake, an interior designer. Right? You know those things, right? And I am also a secretary, and I work in Bet Yaakov. And what do you do there? I'm an assistant for... excuse me, how do you do it? Well, you know, basically the girl is not ready. The girl can come and say, you know, I want to have a kindergarten, and I'm going to make a kindergarten. I'm going to charge $200 a week per kid, right? I'm going to have 10 kids or 12 kids or whatever I'm allowed to, and I'm going to make a living. And, you know, hopefully I'll be able to grow. I'll hire another person, I'll hire another place. I want to make a chain of kinder. Okay, we're here. I have a plan. But you don't have a plan. You just want things to happen. And you need to remember one thing. You need to remember one thing that is very, very important to your life altogether, not only for your shidduchim. When you leave a vacancy, when you leave something open, when you don't make decisions for yourself, you should know and be aware that somebody else will come and will make the decisions for you, and they will steer you in a direction that you did not ask, and then you have no control over your life anymore. You need to be able to know exactly what is it that you want. You make decisions on a regular basis. People don't want to make decisions, and the problem of all is because of that. I don't want to make a decision on what's important in my life, so guess what? So I'm not going to make the decision. He's going to make the decision what's important in my life, and he's going to tell me what's important in my life, and you're going to tell me what's important in my life, and I don't know anything anymore because I'm completely confused, because all of you have different opinions. And then all of a sudden I wake up, and that's too bad. And then people do crazy things. So if for example, let's say Torah is important to me and important to her, we are going to dedicate our lives to Torah. I have neighbors like this. They come from very, very, very frum houses. And their girls wanted somebody who learns long term. That's it. They want the husband to be a kli kodesh, a holy vessel. By the way, a holy vessel is not a dirty word. People think it's a dirty word to say, I want to be a holy vessel. I want to be a kli kodesh. It's dirty. Oh, not that. Whoa. Oh, kli kodesh. No. Excuse me. I didn't say I want to be a pimp. I want to be a holy vessel. I want to learn Torah. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't want to join me on the right. It's okay. I want to be a kli kodesh. So those girls, one is a doctorate in psychology, the other one is a math teacher, the other one is, and they prepared themselves as they went to college, when they went to seminary, with the idea that they want a kli kodesh, and I need to make it work. So what I'm going to do to make this work? When I find a guy who seriously wanted to become a kli kodesh, and I salute these girls, because I tell you what, these are fantastic girls. They have 5, 6, 7 kids, and they work, and they get the doctorates, and they get the degrees, and they work, and their husbands become Gdolei Torah, and this husband becomes a Rosh Kollel, this one becomes a community. It's unbelievable, but it's all because of the girl, because they knew exactly what they want. So if I have a girl that wants that, and I have and she does all these things, and it's okay, she doesn't want to live in mother's life and so on and so forth. I don't want it either, and I don't do so because I need to be apologetic, or I feel that, no, I would really like to have a big house and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's get married. And they said, no, we have to get to know each other. You don't have to go, what does I get to know? I know my wife already for almost 30 years. And every day I get to know her a little better. Hopefully, by the end of my time, I'll be able to know her. Every day a person changes. Every day there's a different facet to him. You can't get to know the person. You just have to see so you don't do those things. You don't define what's important to you. You don't know where you're going. You don't want to make decisions, and that's why you're not married. Have a great day.